What's up, everybody? My name is Frost, and you are watching Mr. Frosty TV, live and in color. Not actually live, but we are in color. This is a gaming channel where you can find all your gaming news, gaming reviews, and gaming gameplay. Games. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the Animal Crossing New Horizons, and specifically the stock market. And we're going to be giving you... I'm going to be giving you, because there's nobody else here right now. Just me and you. All right. 5 tips and tricks and advice to the Animal Crossing New Horizons stock market, starting right now. Okay. So, tip numero uno. You don't want to buy your turnips at high prices. I mean, that speaks volumes in and of itself, but just to highlight the stock market, similar to how the stock market, S-T-O-C-K, instead of the S-T-A-L-K that they say in Animal Crossing. Anyways, you're selling turnips. The idea is to buy low on Sunday when Daisy Mae comes into your village between 5 a.m. and 12 p.m. You want to buy the turnips from her cheap, and then throughout the week, you're trying to find a high price from Timmy and Tommy and making a profit. So, tip number 1 is do not buy turnips if they're over 100 bells. It's kind of a bad idea. You're not going to make profit that way, because what leads into tip number 2 is you're aiming for at least a 50% profit. You want to make at least 50% more money than what you put in. And one of the best ways to do that is just ask your friends, ask your community, whoever else you know that is playing Animal Crossing, ask them what their prices are, and then hopefully you can go and make a profit selling your turnips. Yeah, so tip number 2 is ask your friends for their prices. So in regards to prices, you have Sundays where you buy your turnips. You cannot sell turnips on Sundays, you can only buy them. And then for the rest of the week, Monday to Saturday, you can sell them to Timmy and Tommy, and they change their prices twice a day. So they have one price in the morning and one price in the afternoon. Now, within that gives you 12 chances to make a profit. And there are some great ways to try to beat the market, which is what we're going to get into here in tip number 3, is looking for these patterns. And the best way to do that is to keep track of your turnip prices. So tip number 3 is keep track. Check in the morning, check in the afternoon. Keep track of it. Write it down. Post it on, join some community where you can post your prices. Like me, I have a Discord, and we have one of the channels there. It's the ACNH stock market, and we go in there and we post our prices so that we can collectively try to find the best price. And so to find the best price, there is a few things to keep track of when considering when to sell. So there are 4 patterns. 4 patterns to keep track of. And the number 1 and the worst one, which is the one that you will see the most, is a decreasing trend or pattern where it'll start at a relatively normal price, in the 100s ish on Monday morning, and then each time they change the prices, Timmy and Tommy, it will go down by about 5 to 10 bells. And if you follow this pattern by keeping track of it, writing those prices down, you should know by Thursday, for sure, Friday, that you are on a decreasing trend, and you should sell your turnips before the prices get even lower, because losing 50% is better than losing all of your bells that you've invested into these turnips by Sunday, which we will get into later, because your turnips will turn rotten and you'll lose all the money you put into it. So that's the first pattern. We call it the decreasing trend. And so the second pattern to look for is called the random trend, which is pretty much speaks to itself. Your prices tend to bounce around a lot. You'll be going from, if 40 bells one day, 70 the next, back down to 50, and then the next day after that you'll be hitting in the hundreds, and then the next time after that you'll be down into the 90s, and it's just kind of wishy-washy. Now, they do say online that there are some kind of pattern to that, but I didn't really look into it because it's random. I think it's just guessing. But if you're in a trend like this where every time your prices change, they're just all over the board, if your prices at all any time in that week hit 125 or more, you should sell, because come on, it's random. We don't know. It's probably not going to get higher than that. So, take a win when you can. Which will lead into pattern number 4, which is where you can start making some bells. So we call this one the small spike trend, which starts with a decreasing trend. So on Monday morning, you're at 90 bells, and then Monday afternoon, you go down to 85, and then Tuesday morning, you're at 75, and then Tuesday afternoon, you're at 73, etc., until you get one increase, and then the next time it switches, it goes to a second increase. And then on the third increase, that's when you'll be on a small spike, because they're only going up by moderate amounts. So let's say you were at 73 bells. So the first increase will bring you back up to 80. And then the next one you'll be at 100, 120, okay? And then your third one, you'll probably be in the mid 100s, and you should probably sell. Now, there is a chance that it goes to a fourth, but if you're already in those mid 100s, between 140 to 190, 180, then you should sell, because the next time they change the prices, it's probably going to go back down into a decreasing trend, where the prices are going to start dropping again. So the small spike trend is a decreasing trend, followed by 2 to 3 subsequent not bad but not great increases, where the third or fourth increase will be much higher, and you should sell then and there. All right, so which brings us into the fourth pattern, the large spike trend. This is where the big bells are made. Big bells made. I don't know why I did those hand movements, but it makes sense in my head. Moving on. The large spike trend. This pattern again starts with a decreasing trend. And then at some point during your week, and this is why you need to keep track of your bells, because if you don't keep track of your bells, you never know what's going on. Don't make it random for yourself. Keep track of them. If you want to become a billionaire, I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. Okay? Believe in me, I believe in you. decreasing trend, and then you'll see a large increase. Okay, so let's say your decrease went back down to, let's say 73 bells, like the last example. Okay, and then you have an increase of, you just right away brings you up to boom, you're at 100 bells. That's a big increase, okay? And then the next one, you're at 200 bells. Another huge increase, okay? That third increase is gonna be very, very high. It's gonna be 200s, 260s plus. It can even go up to the 400s, 500s, and 600 bells per turnip, which is amazing. If you spent 300,000 bells on turnips at 100 bells per turnip, you're gonna be in the millions selling 400 plus. Guaranteed. Simple math. I'm not gonna do the math because I suck, but I'm telling you it's true. So, third increase, very high. You need to sell right then and there. Don't wait another minute. Sell all your turnips. Sell. Okay? And you will be at the top. Bellionaire status achieved. Okay? So, now, I just want to make a note in regards to the large spike trend that if your third increase is only in the low mids, the low mid 100s, then there is a chance that the fourth one will be a little bit higher and you'll be in a small spike trend, but the chances are very, very low for that. If you hit on the third increase, you hit those mid 100s, just sell because there's chances are the next one's going to be lower. But I just wanted to throw that in there. It is possible that it kind of looks like it's a big increase, but if you're still in the low mids by the third, there's a chance the fourth one is going to be a little bit higher than that, and you can wait, but it's a gamble. Okay, so that was tip number 3. Now we'll move into tip number 4. Love coffee. Okay, tip number 4. There is a way to definitely beat the stock market if you're willing to cheat. Okay, to do this, you will need a friend, and you need to do the time travel cheat where you change your switches in-game time to move forward and backwards on your days in, time traveling in the game. Not in real life. Time traveling in real life is not real yet. Who knows? Maybe one day. If you're watching this a million years later because you found it in some hole in the ground and there's time travel, then you know what? Good for you. Come back to this time right now. It is 1:30 p.m. and we are the 13th of June in Ottawa, Canada. So come see me and let me know that it's real, please. Thanks. Okay, moving on. Time travel cheat in Animal Crossing. You need a friend with good prices. Okay, so if you and your friends have been keeping track of your prices and one of you has a 200 or plus price, obviously sell all your turnips and then go back to your island without any turnips, because if you time travel to a Sunday, then your turnips will go bad just as if you were getting there in real time. So, you need a friend with good prices. You need to sell your prices, go back to your island, time travel to a Sunday, buy more turnips, and then travel back to their island and sell again. Okay, now it is imperative that whoever has the good prices does not do any time traveling, because if they do, they will lose that price. Okay, so whoever does not have the good prices has to do all the work. Okay, you have to go back and forth as many times as you want to make as much money as you want, using this time travel cheat. Okay, so again, you need at least 2 people, 1 person with very good bell prices and 1 person willing to cheat. Okay, the person willing to cheat has to sell all their turnips, go back to their own island, time travel back to Sunday, buy more turnips, go back to the other person's island, sell those turnips, rinse and repeat. So that is tip number 4 if you're willing to cheat. And so those are all my tips for making bells. Now, my 5th tip is just something cool to know, that if you leave at least a stack of 10, it doesn't need to be higher than a stack of just 1 stack of turnips on the ground in your village. When it hits Sunday, they will go rotten. Normally this is a bad thing, but because it's only 10, you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to be losing much money. But by doing so and letting them go rotten and them being on the ground, it can attract ants and, more rarely, flies, which you will need to complete your Critterpedia. Ants and flies, they only get attracted to garbage, being rotten turnips. So when you're doing this, just keep one out, and then once you've gotten the flies and the ants, you can, then just go throw them out or whatever, bring them to somebody else's island and let them deal with it if you want. Whatever. Okay, so that's tip number 5. And now I have a couple bonus tips for you. I know I mentioned it before. We can call it, tip number 6 if we want. There are communities out there, forums, message boards, Reddit groups, where you can go to find other people's posting their prices around the world. So by doing this, you can kind of ensure, sort of, that you're going to have good prices if you keep track of these posts on, let's say, Reddit, for example. If you go to u/AC Turnips, I think it's called. Yeah, so if you go to r/AC Turnips, people are posting on there constantly every day their prices and dodo codes for you to be able to go to their islands and sell your turnips. Now, on this one specifically, they don't ask for, it's not allowed to ask for stuff in return. You have to be careful. There are some shady places where it's like you have to give them Nook Miles tickets or X amount of bells or X piece of furniture or, some kind of item before they let you go and sell. Now, you have to be wary of those because there's people that are out there that are not nice, and they will just take whatever you give them and then boot you off the island, and you lose your item and you lose your chance to, make some bells. But if you go on the r/AC Turnips page, in their rules it says it's not allowed. Now, a lot of people ask for tips, where if you just drop them a stack of 90,000 bells, then they're happy, but it's not a necessity. And if they're saying in one of those pages where you need to give them something in return, just wait. There'll be one where somebody's nice and they'll just be like, yeah, you can come, tip or no tip, doesn't matter. But yeah, so when you're doing that, be wary. And also, I did this once to test it out, see what it's like, do it myself for you guys. Unfortunately, I didn't record any of it, but it was hard to get into a room with above 300 turnips. Now, I was doing it on Saturday afternoon when, everybody is more, where everybody's desperate to get rid of their turnips, and so obviously there's a lot more people on the forum, I would assume, and that was maybe why it was hard to get into. But after a few hours of refreshing, and it's almost like a lottery when you have to be there the second they post it, and then within like the first 60 people for them to choose, because anything beyond that, it just takes too much time for them, and it becomes very overwhelming for most people to have to deal with hundreds of people coming to their islands. But like I said, if the options are there for you online. But if you follow the tips that I gave you, and you have a few friends that also play, you won't need to do that, because between the yous, I'm sure you'll be able to make a profit before Saturday afternoon, where you might be like, okay guys, we need to do this. So that's bonus tip number 6. And now bonus number 2, like bonus. Tip number 7 is something I didn't know because I never tried, but I mean, it makes sense. You can't sell the turnips in a Dropbox, which, I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to do that anyways because you're losing 20%, but the game just doesn't let you do it, which I thought was really cool, and I learned that while researching for this video, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. And so yeah, that's it. My 5+ tips and tricks for beating the stock market on Animal Crossing New Horizons. So if you like this video, smash the like button, hit subscribe. I'm putting out videos weekly, like I said in the intro, all about gaming stuff. I also, if you like watching me and you want to watch me play video games, you can go over to Twitch, where I'm live right now. Link in description. Head over there, follow me. I am live right this minute, and you are missing out on great content. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. I'm small, I'm growing, I'm almost at affiliate. We have tons of fun on there. All the links you need in the below. Thanks for watching, and that's all for this video. See you in the next one.